The woman was beating up a group of thugs when she accidentally shattered a vase worth $400 million. Before long, she was hauled by bodyguards to the vase's owner. She cautiously studied the man's expression, only to be stunned to find the CEO completely calm. Not at all like someone who just lost $400 million. The woman secretly crunched the numbers on her calculator, and realized that at her current salary, it would take her at least 400 years to pay for the vase. This realization plunged her into utter despair. But just then, she accidentally discovered that the CEO was being hounded relentlessly by his family to get married. A bold idea popped into her head: she could pose as the CEO's wife to help him pacify his entire family. To prove she could be a convincing good wife, the woman spared no effort showing off her abilities, even telling the CEO about her trick of cracking an apple open with her bare hands. Perhaps won over by her endearing earnestness, the CEO finally agreed to let her become his wife to settle the debt. The woman was instantly over the moon with excitement. Little did she know, the moment she shattered that vase, she'd walk straight into an elaborate trap the CEO had been plotting for years. It turned out the two had known each other since childhood. Later, the CEO had been forced to move abroad due to a family crisis, and he'd been present for every major milestone in her life through video calls. But because he'd never turned on his camera, the woman had no idea that the man she'd been chatting with all along was none other than this very CEO. She'd always thought they'd go their separate ways once she'd helped him fend off his family, but to her shock, the CEO took her to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get their marriage license the very next day. The awkward silence in the car made the woman flash back to the information she'd looked up about him the night before. He was the heir to the world's richest man, and rumors said he'd killed several of his siblings in the fight for the family fortune. A violent shiver ran down her spine in an instant. She shrank as far away from him as she could, terrified of provoking him. But the CEO found her nervousness utterly amusing, yet his smile only scared her more. She'd give anything to scrape together $400 million and get as far away from him as possible. Little did she know, now that they were married, the CEO would never let her leave. The woman, however, was convinced they'd get a divorce the moment she fulfilled her part of the deal. So she solemnly promised the CEO that she would never cling to him or cause him any trouble. Her words left the CEO feeling a sharp twinge of disappointment in an instant. He immediately demanded that the woman move into his private villa, hoping to use the time together to make her fall in love with him.